What's up, friends? Steven Brogan Cortez here. You have made it into the Why the F Not podcast, episode 50. 50. Wow. Just say it again. 50. Episode 50. Today, we have another guest with us, a very special guest. All my guests are special, like I say. This is Stephanie Hoston, a actor, model, director, writer. Again, like we're finding out from all these people coming into the show, a very intrinsic person with a lot of layers. And today we had a very great conversation, both of us being Salvi mixed people, you know, we're Salvadoran mixed with something else, our experiences with this experience, right? Being Salvadoran mixed, we're able to connect. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, get comfy, get cozy, and enjoy episode 50 of the Why the F Not podcast. Let's go. We can talk about things you've worked on, but if anything, start recording now. I want to know. Well, first off, we're recording now. We have Stephanie Hoston, like Boston.
Woo, hello.
Another friend, honestly. Like, I'm very lucky to have so many friends who are so open to be on the show. And another friend from CSUN.
Yes, that's right.
So we officially, but we never did a show together, correct?
No, we didn't. I only did one show at CSUN. I did Spring Awakening, and that was a blast. That was so fun and crazy.
Dude, that's where we crossed paths, because I was almost in that. I was at the callbacks for that. I got called back for Melchior. I was one of the ones called back, and I was like, it's okay. I'll be back.
Man, I wasn't even supposed to audition for, one of my friends, because I was in the film department, my friends, he was like, you should audition. And he was also in film. And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll do it. And I went over into the theater building and I auditioned. And originally I got cast as like Taya or something, one of the smaller roles. Mm-hmm. But then the person who got cast as Wenla, like, didn't want to do the role anymore. And so they auditioned out of us girls that were left there for the lead, lead female role. And I was like, this is crazy. I guess that's a why the F not moment for me. I was like,
that's totally a why the F not moment.
But yeah, it was, oh my gosh, it was so fun to get to do that show. Oh my gosh. I met so many amazing people and had so much fun with all the theater kids. Oh my God. I was like, I'm with my people. These are my people. When I graduated college, it was all the theater department, like, screaming for me, and like a couple of people in film. Like, theater people were definitely my friends for sure.
Did you walk with film? Because at CSUN, they all graduate together, like theater, music, and film. So you walked with film?
I walked with film because that was my major, but like I knew where the theater section was because that's where all the screams came from. I wish I got to sit with everybody in theater. That would have been amazing.
Dude, wait, can I tell you a story?
Yes,
please. Homie, they got no rules that day.
Oh no!
So I was not a theater major at CSUN. I was a music major.
Oh. Okay.
So prior to like going to CSUN, to the theater department, I was a music major. So that's who I was supposed to graduate with. But I was just like you, where most of my friends were like, I had music major friends, but most of my friends were in theater. So I was talking to Matt Jackson, shout out Matt Jackson, love that man. I was talking to him and I was like, hey, would it be a big deal if I walked with you in the theater department? And he's like, yeah, no big deal. And so I walked with the theater department. They said my name. I got the little holder for the diploma, walked down, but then the music department went. And I was like, I'm going to walk again. Like, why not? Let's go. Like, I'm a music major.
I love that.
So I walked, and then the person giving out the diplomas, who was the dean of the department, right? And the deans always change out in the music department. They switch out and whatever. And the dean that year was my academic advisor. So he saw me walk up. So when I got up to him, shout out Rick Alviso, like he shook my hand and goes, oh, you're up here again with a smile on his face. And I was like, what's up, Rick? I miss you, dude.
Taking full advantage of this. Just taking full advantage. Because, You gotta. It's
Why not,
graduation
dude?
day. That
Why
was a
not?
fun day. I had
Hell
such a
yeah.
blast on my graduation day. Now I'm really angry at myself for not just taking the chance to sit with the theater kids because I would have done it.
They
It
have
would have
no
been.
rules that day, honestly. No
Oh my
rules.
gosh.
People are just like tossing their gowns in the garbage can and they're like, or the return can, whatever it was
Oh, that's
called.
right.
They're just like, oh, I'm done. That's a rental, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and then I remember, I think we did mimosas right before graduation.
Oh,
Um, that was, I don't think it was actually legal. I feel like we were hiding it or something. I don't know. It just felt very secretive.
I mean, I
But
think
yeah, we
drinking
were
on
just
campus is illegal, but hey, why not, dude? Have
probably,
fun. It
but
happens.
it was years ago. But anyway, but yeah, no, it was really fun. It was a fantastic day. I had such a blast.
Oh
Yeah, I was
man.
definitely more of a theater kid for
So,
sure.
so CSUN was your first, like, was that your first show in theater in general, or was that just your first theater show at CSUN?
It was my first and only theater show at CSUN, but I'd been wanting to act since I was like 7 or 5, no, probably like 5, watching like Wizard of Oz, wanting to be Dorothy, and then eventually wanting to sing because of Selena,
Oh, Queen.
girl, love Selena.
Not Gomez,
And
Quintanilla, okay? Not Selena Gomez,
sí, Quintanilla.
Quintanilla,
Oh my
okay?
gosh,
Just for
no.
those
So
listening are like, oh my
look,
God, she's a Selena Gomez fan. No, no, no,
if I
Selena
say
Quintanilla.
Selena by itself, that is like Selena Quintanilla. There is no like.
It's
I wanna-
Selena's, dude, okay?
exactly. But yeah, no, I got so inspired by her and wanted to become a singer. And then once I got to like elementary school, middle school, I mean, my parents didn't know anything about like acting or like, I mean, my dad actually was a boxer and he had acted it a little bit.
No way.
Um, yeah, he'd acted a very little in some random shows. He had like co-star bits and he died in the episode.
Holy God, I thought you said he
As a
died.
boxer.
I thought you were about
No,
to say he
not in
died
real
in
life.
real life.
Not in
And I was
real
like, you
life,
said that
no.
so nonchalantly. Like, and he died
That's how
in the show, in the show.
in the show he died. And yeah, so he had very little experience with acting, but that was the closest that I got, other than he grew up in like Burbank area, so he also knew like a lot of celebrities. I guess he grew up out here in LA
Yeah.
when he was younger. But he didn't really have access to all that stuff. So when I wanted to, become an actor and a singer, it was like, okay, what programs do they have offering at school? Because that's the only way I'm going to do it.
Naturally.
And yeah, by the time I got to middle school, my middle school was like heavily focused on musical theater. So I had a blast. I did like Annie and The Wiz, and it was so fun.
Oh, how rad.
Yeah, it was great. And then went to high school, did more plays, Grease, and all kinds of fun stuff. So by the time I got to CSUN, I just kind of took a breather on acting. I was like, I want to understand what it's like to be on a movie set. And so I'm not freaked out when I get to go be on a movie set. I really
Right.
wanted to understand what happens there. And so I decided to apply to become part of the film program there. And that's what I did. And I just like, my emphasis was editing, and I got to direct my senior thesis film, which I wrote as a musical.
Oh, right on.
Of course.
Congratulations.
It's all full circle. And yeah, I loved it. And then after that, I went into more serious acting classes. I took Meisner and like random commercial acting classes. And I took a class at Leslie Kahn. That's the most recent class that I've taken, and that was
Nice.
really fun too. Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on. So your
Yeah.
dad's from Burbank. Are both your parents from like the Valley area?
No, my dad is from Burbank, but he grew up in like North Hollywood. He's been in the Valley his whole life. My mom is from El Salvador.
No way. Just like
She
my
is.
mom. How cool.
She's from Usulutan.
Usulutan?
and,
I've probably been there,
uh-huh.
man. Size of Rhode Island, that country.
I mean, yeah, it's really small.
You can drive across it in 4 hours.
I know. I don't know why, because I haven't been since I was like 7. But like, when I remember when I went there and we drove from like San Salvador to Usulutan, I was like, this is taking forever. Like, why is it taking so long? Granted, I've been to like further places where it's taken forever to get there, but El Salvador is so small. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was beautiful. I loved El Salvador. And yeah, my mom came here when she was like 21, something like that.
No way. Wait, so your dad, so he was born and raised here?
He was born and raised here, but he's a Black Native American and European. So a huge mix.
Wow.
And a lot of my dad's side of the family is like heavily influenced by like Southern Black culture, and
then
it's
you
really
got a
cool.
Salvadorian lady.
I know.
Here comes a Salvadorian woman coming over and changed his life. Is he super tall?
He's pretty tall. I mean, my mom's shorter than me. She's like 5'3", 5'2", I want to say. My dad's only 6 feet. He's not like terribly tall, but he is tall.
Next to your mom, he's like
5'2", like. But yeah, like I have videos of my mom like with this family. It's just amazing how blended the family has gotten, and it's nice to see that.
I mean, how are we not gonna avoid that like more and more in the future? Like you'd have to put so much effort to not have a blended family. Like you're gonna fall in love with someone and like, I don't know, you have to do so much research on like what's your mix? Are you like the sense of like what race are you? It's like I'm mixed, dude, honestly, at this point.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. There's just no, I mean, that's too much effort. It's hard to find someone, let alone like let me check your 23andMe. Like, no,
what's your background?
Too much.
So so what was your mom's like? What was your mom's reaction? Not reaction, but what was her response to like having this daughter who like was so performative? Like speaking for myself, my mom, like she immigrated here too. I don't know how she felt, but like, how was your mom with the whole like my daughter's a performer? Because like I don't know if like she ever thought of doing that back in El Salvador. Like I don't know how many people think about that, you know?
No, her thought process was, there is a civil war happening, I need to leave. But no, she very much has always had a survivor instinct in her, I think. And so she was very much in survivor mode for most of her life, I'd say, until like literally maybe within the last 3 years. And so when she found out that I wanted to be an actor, I think when I was little and I could like dance and sing and like it was cute. And then the older I got, it was like, oh, you actually are serious.
Like you want to do this. This isn't just like a fun little activity.
Like, you actually want to do this. I think she got really freaked out. I think even like 5th grade, I think she could tell like I was really committed to, I wanted to do this. And she was like, you sure you don't want to be like a lawyer or a teacher, or a doctor? I was like, no, like that's not my path.
That's not my mom would throw at me. It's like, can you do something that makes money, please?
Exactly.
Like an actor. Like, I don't know if you'll do it, honey. I love you, boo. I love you, but like, can you be a doctor?
Exactly. So she's hilarious. I mean, granted, when the time came for me to like, I had to, even to get into my middle school, I think I had to audition for the program. So she took me to my audition. She took me to like Sam French, when Sam French Bookstore existed here. So
classic.
Like to get my monologue book and like help me do all that stuff. But she definitely, I think, really wanted me to do something else. Eventually, I'd say, maybe like 6 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
She's finally come around to like, she's just going to keep doing this no matter what I tell her. Like, she's just going to keep doing it. But even now, because she knows like this job is so up and down, like I just finished a project that I don't know if I can talk about, but we were filming for 7 months. Like it was a long thing, and it was my first big job, recurring guest star, and it's been a dream come true. Like I am still in shock. But even now, I was like, we just wrapped. My official wrap day was 2 weeks ago, and she's like, Stephanie, are you okay? Like, do you need money? Because, like, you know, I'm like, Mom, I'm good. I'm good.
You don't
for
even
a
know
minute.
what I just did, Mom. Like, you don't understand.
And she's still like, it's a really heavy drama too. She's like, but it's gonna be a little funny, right? I'm like, No,
No, Mom.
like it's not. It's not.
I'm gonna break your
But
heart, Mom. I'm so sorry.
oh, it's gonna really break her
I'm a
heart.
really
She's
good
gonna
actor, Mom. You don't understand.
be really sad. But yeah, she doesn't fully understand how what the ins and outs of this are, but she's excited about the journey now that it's like picked up, and I've gotten to do commercials and gotten to do like random YouTube series for kids, which is hilarious.
Are you talking about? I searched up on your Instagram. Were those the Star Pops? What was it?
Super Pops.
Super Pops, dude! You look so rad in that. I checked out the trailer.
You. Thank you. It was such a fun show to shoot. I met so many great women, especially who were like writing everything, and we would shoot everything like I wouldn't get the script before. Like it would be like, okay, here's your line. Say your one line, and then and we have no idea what the context is. Like the whole thing.
Not until it's edited and all put together.
It's all edited and put together. I was like, well, I mean, it's for kids. It's just supposed to be fun and high energy and crazy, and it was a lot of fun. And we got to sing on it. We got to dance, and I have so many fans from all over the world now because of it. They're so sweet, and they're like, they keep up with me like on my stuff. They're so great. I love them so much, and they check in. They always are asking me like for advice. I'm like, I don't know if I should be giving you advice on like your life, guys. But it's kind of like a big sister kind of thing, I think, for them. So it's very sweet. And
I mean, how many times have we watched? I don't know if like, please tell me if you've ever felt this as a child. You're watching your favorite show, whatever it is, and like you like connect with these characters. You like get advice from just the episodes. You're like, well, if they can get through it, I can get through it. You know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think. Oh, that's a little dark.
No, what?
Like,
tell me. No. Go ahead. Yeah. Why not?
I mean, I think there's two sides to this for me.
Yeah.
I think for me as a kid, I connected to like Boy Meets World and like what else? I don't know, like maybe Seventh Heaven or something.
Do you can stick? Really, we don't want to talk about Seventh Heaven because of that dad, but we can talk about Boy Meets World.
But Boy Meets World was freaking amazing, and I really connected to all of that. But then I also really connected to shows like, I don't know, like Maury, where families were talking about stuff that was really intense. And I like, as a kid was like, wow, like the stuff I'm going through isn't like a weird thing, like that nobody else goes through. Like these are things that other people go through, even though I know it's super dramatized. But as a kid, like, you're watching this stuff. Exactly. You believe it. I mean, I connected with so many things like that, and as dark as that is, but like,
no, man, no, not at all.
I grew up in a mixed home, like Latin mom dealing with a lot of like generational trauma, like.
Dude, and I'm not scared to go into that. Like, I know about that. Again,
that's a thing.
Like, do you find yourself as ready as this? Do you like find yourself with this new title in your life? At all? Cycle breaker?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, constantly. Constantly. I'm still like, and I think I've only just begun to realize it maybe within the last 2 years. Like just, I have to find my own happiness and my own peace. And because I think a lot of my life, I was really focused on taking care of everyone around me because that's what I was shown. And not taking care of myself at all. And then, I mean, my mom would tell me, you have to take care of yourself. You have to do something for yourself every day, she'd say. Granted, if that means hurting her, like, or if that means like doing something that she doesn't necessarily agree with, I think in the beginning that was like a difficult thing for her to understand. And then the more that I realized, I can just do stuff. Like, I'm an adult. I can do whatever I need to do to take care of myself. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody, but like, I can take care of myself. And like, I remember when I was going to move out of my family home, I didn't tell my mom like that I found an apartment until like 2 weeks before.
No way.
Because I wanted to like make sure that it was like going to go through for sure.
Yeah.
But I also knew like if I told my mom too soon, it's like, she wants to hold on to her little girl, like she wants to.
I wonder if it's just fear. Like she's just scared because I don't know what your mom went through, like how old was she when she came here?
She came here when she was 21,
Like
and she
that's a whole life that she lived already,
yeah.
and then she makes that huge transition. Like who knows what
Yeah.
she experienced back in El Salvador?
Oh my gosh, she told me stories about people chasing her with a machete. I was like, Mom, like,
Do you ever?
there's so many things that I'm like, is that real? Like, sometimes she'll tell me the story, and I'm like, no, there's no way that's real. But it is. She's experienced so much.
You ever watch the movie Voces Inocentes?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I gotta watch that one.
Dude, that's a talk about watching hard times. But like, long story short, quick synopsis: you're following this one kid. He's like 10 years old, and at that time during the Civil War, the army would literally come into schools and take boys who reached a certain age, and this age was like 11, 12. I forgot exactly, but they were young. And so they would literally come to these schools one by one, call these boys, and they'd line up, and then they take them. And the stories about these boys trying to no one's talking to you, Bixby. Ugh, sorry, that's the one thing I hate about Samsung is Bixby. She's so annoying. But honestly, like, I don't know if like you want to watch that by yourself with friends, or like I don't even know with your mom. Like, I don't know how your mom is, but my mom, when she watches something that makes her cry, like she doesn't sob. You just hear in the darkness of the theater,
Yeah.
just like the little sniffles and just wiping tears away, like not even openly weeping. It's like, Mom, just cry.
I know, just let it out. Just let it out. It'll feel good. Well, it won't feel good in the moment, but eventually it'll feel good.
So much better. Like,
yes, just let it out. Let it out. Yeah, no, I don't know if my mom's gonna be down to watch that. A
little too real for her, triggering, man.
She only watches like comedies and like adventure movies. Those are her favorite things to watch. And Adam Sandler. She loves Adam Sandler. Which is hilarious to me. She's like, let's watch an Adam Sandler movie. I'm like, okay, Mom.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense, though.
Yeah.
She wants joy in her life.
Yeah, she does.
Nothing.
And she's having like a great time right now. She's living her best life. Like, I've never seen my mom as happy as I've seen her recently. Like, just doing things for her own. I like gave her a laptop just so she could have it for herself. And normally she like doesn't use computers. So she was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I was like, watch YouTube or something, like watch movies. And she found like Zumba videos. So she's been doing a ton of Zumba. She's like almost ready to cry. It's very sweet. Like every time she's like, thank you so much for giving me the computer so I can do my Zumba. Like she's so happy with her Zumba dances and like, dude, especially because she can do it at home. Like she doesn't have to get ready to go anywhere, and she loves Zumba. It's hilarious.
Dude, I swear you made the inner child in her so happy with that.
Oh yeah, like she didn't know that she was gonna love it so much, and I'm happy she does. Damn. She deserves it. She deserves it.
So other than performing, what do you do for yourself, Stephanie? Like, in your life, like where do you find like your, like, cause I know like Shrek says, we're all onions, right? We have layers and whatnot. Yeah. So other than, cause like I know you're an actor. Yes. You sing. Yes. But like you direct also. Is that correct? Like,
yes, I do. I mean, I haven't directed in a minute, but I need to write again. I haven't written in a while, and I think a lot of that's been because I got so focused on acting because I realized I needed to put all my energy into one thing in order to get somewhere, at least for now, and then hopefully transition as I continue to grow. But recently, I've been doing a lot of hiking. I've been doing a lot of like, I think I'm doing a lot of like soul searching kind of activities. A lot of like individual time. Like,
alone time.
Yeah, like roller skating. Well, trying to roller skate. And like I normally go surfing, try to surf every year during the summer. I say try because I'm really bad at it, but it's super humbling, and like I almost feel like I did do boxing for like a couple of years.
Nice.
That was really fun. Then COVID hit, and that's a whole story. But like, but yeah, no, I loved boxing. When I go surfing, I feel like I'm like getting into a fight with the ocean. Like it's really,
I love it. Hell yeah. It's pushing you back. Like, it's tossing you off the board.
Oh yeah. And like, it's literally pushing the board at me to attack me. Like it's kind of vicious, but it's also great. Like, cause as soon as you've fallen off, you know that you can get back on the board and you just go back and you look for another wave. And I think when I wasn't getting as many auditions, I think it was so, I don't know, it just felt like such a good reminder that like another wave would come, like something else will come eventually, but I have to be patient. And with surfing, there are always waves. Like there's always a wave. Granted, I am not all the way in the deep end. Some people are like actual surfers, and there's me in the whitewater, like trying to figure out my life.
Hell yeah.
I love it so much. And yeah, a lot of hiking. Recently, I think being on this show for the last 7 months was like, I realized I didn't know that I was going to have such an adrenaline high when I was on set, because the things that my character was going through were so like, the stakes were just so high. And it was like constant life and death scenarios. And then on top of that, it's like my first job. Like,
oh, talk about adrenaline.
Like, on top of that, it's like with actors who I love and admire and who are talented, but also super nice and supportive. And so I'd have these spurts where like, yeah, I'm shooting for a few days at a time, and then I wouldn't be needed for like a month or like 2 weeks or something. And so I'd have to find things in my own time that would make me happy. And a lot of that involved, honestly, like going out with friends when I could, because like COVID, that was also a fear. Like, because if I get COVID, they could write me out of a scene.
Yeah.
It did happen to one of my co-stars, which is really sad.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, I need to find things for myself to do. And so I'd go to the beach and just hang out on my own, or hang out with friends when I had like a good long break. And we just got like to lunch or dinner or something. And we're going out for drinks. And it was nice. It was really good. It was really good. But I did realize like I need to have somewhat of an adrenaline high in my own personal life.
Okay.
In order to manage the crazy ups and downs that were, I think, happening throughout the whole season. And now that I've wrapped, I'm continuing that path. I'm definitely hanging out with a lot of friends, and our wrap party is this Thursday. So I don't know. It's such a, I think I have anxiety. So like dealing with all of that and the show has been a roller coaster. It's definitely been a roller coaster, but it's been like you pulling every tool out that I could possibly take out to deal with all of this, and not let on that I'm like losing my mind on set. Like, it's so excited to be there, but also like, I think, for example, one day we were shooting and we had, we just heard about the Uvalde shooting, and it's like, well, like, I'm just here acting. Like, this is, what am I doing here? Yeah. And it was tough. I think it was tough for a lot of people to focus that day. I think in the next day, really the rest of that week, it was so hard for everybody to like, I don't know,
function,
focus, try to do anything.
Yeah.
And then also nobody wants to talk about it, because the minute you start talking about it, you're like, you've gone down a rabbit hole. But there were a few people that I did talk to about it, because I was like, I can't just keep this inside myself for this long. And listening to music. Oh my God, I've been listening to music like crazy.
Who like, top three? Who are you listening to right now? Top three
right now. Beatles have been making me happy. I will say
same.
The Beatles have just been comforting me right now.
What songs? I'm a huge Beatle fan. You're in good company here. What's giving you life right now?
Honestly, Obladi, Oblada has been like
Life Goes
my
On.
My theme song right now. I've also been listening to like a bunch of like club music that's like not, it's like not appropriate to listen anywhere, but I'm just having fun.
Fuck yeah.
yeah, that's been good stuff. I was listening to Summer Walker earlier today, and she's great.
Summer Walker,
Love
never heard of
her.
them. Okay, okay.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And then like the nostalgic songs of like high school, like Panic at the Disco, and like um who else? I've been listening to some
Do
random 90s songs like
all that pop punk
um
stuff though. You ever watch? Okay, don't judge me here, okay? I don't know. I am confiding in you, okay? I'm
okay, I
opening up to you.
appreciate this.
But with the
That's
pop,
okay.
with
Safe
the,
space.
I got you. With pop punk,
Hmm.
you ever watch a show called One Tree Hill?
I didn't watch it, but I was just considering watching it.
You should.
It's on
You
HBO
totally
Max,
should.
isn't it?
It's on
Isn't it
HBO Max.
I saw something and I was like, I watched this show. I need to watch this show. Like,
Get
oh
into
my
the
gosh,
drama.
I'm
Honest,
so
it's
excited.
it is written so well, and like I'm
Yes.
watching it with my girlfriend Stephanie, and we're just picking it apart. Right, we're just like screaming at certain high moments, low moments, like. But what I'm loving is that. So I don't know who edits the show, but they have an eye. Their transitions are always so particular. Like if someone's reading a book and they're transitioning to a new scene, there is a book in the next shot to get you to that
Yep.
scene.
Yep. That always makes me laugh when I see those kind of transitions, but they are really smart. I'm like, this has got to be written in. There's just no way that they just randomly have these shots. Like
No,
it's got to
it's
be
on
in the script.
purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, but I highly recommend One Tree Hill. The
I'm
music
very
alone.
excited.
The-
I'm so excited for that. Like the interactive like watching you and Stephanie, that sounds hilarious. And
Uh,
that is who I am. I will watch a show and I get so invested. Like
oh yeah.
if an embarrassing moment is about to happen on a show, I literally have to pause. I have to pause the show.
Yeah.
I have to walk away. I have to take a deep breath, remind myself it's not real, and then I have to come back and finish. But like, I get so invested, so invested. I mean, gotta love TV. Gotta love good shows that just make you feel. Ugh.
Dude, Stranger Things had me crying my eyes out.
Haven't finished it yet. I just finished the first part,
I'm not saying anything.
but
now.
like, it's so already the first. And then Sadie Sink. Why didn't she get an Emmy nom, man? What is wrong? Like, she's so good.
So
She's
good.
so good. I was watching her just like in awe. I was like, look at this kid, like just killing it, man. She's
Mm-hmm.
killing it. I was so happy for her. But I just love Stranger Things. It's such a great show. God, it's so good.
What's like your top? Because like, would you say because like you're obviously I can tell you're both a fan of film and TV, but
Yeah.
do you have a preference of like when it comes to being an audience member? Do you prefer TV or film?
That's tough. I think I generally prefer TV right now because I kind of want something that's gonna like keep me hooked for a while. And I guess because I don't like when a movie ends and then it's like,
What
oh,
next?
that's it. Like I'm sad again. Like great, now I can't like leave my life anymore. That's fantastic. No, I think it really is. I just love, and then it's like character development. In a TV show, you just get so much more time. And I mean, I have probably a bad habit, honestly, of like I'll have a meal and watch some of a TV show. And so if it's like I can just keep watching the TV show for so
Yeah.
long versus like, oh great, I have to find a new movie. Like hopefully I like the next one. Because sometimes you start a movie and you're like, oh, this is not it. Like this is just
You know.
this is not the thing. I'm not gonna enjoy this. But I love TV. There's a lot of great TV out there right now. I'm trying to think of like what I've watched recently. I really want to watch Hacks. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, on HBO?
Yes,
Oh, I just watched it.
it's really good.
Oh my God, it's so good. And talk about a different perspective, like because I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. I'm a big fan, and whenever you see stories like movie or TV about stand-up, it's always a guy,
Yeah.
and we forget about all the great female stand-ups of history who like paved the fucking way. You know what I mean? And so this show definitely like is a great homage to that, and not just to the past of female comedy, but I think maybe even to like the present of female comedy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I gotta watch that show. I mean, I mean, of course, I watched Stranger Things. I'm like trying to think. I've been watching a lot of like, I watched some CW shows. I'll admit it. I watched the CW shows, and it was nice to veg out too, and like just not think about life.
No
Um,
shame, man.
but it's all good. No, yeah, I was watching All American for a while.
No
That was really
way.
fun. Yeah, it was a
I'm
really
at,
like fun, silly show. What?
I'm actually gonna have a guest who I think he was in this last season of All American.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
he's a friend who was we worked together at this spot in Hollywood, and he's an actor as well. And yeah, I got him to come on too. It's so funny you bring in All American, dude.
Yeah, hey, I mean, that's where my life is right now. Everything is very synchronistic.
It
Like,
feels
this
that
is
way,
not the
huh?
first time. This is like, I mean, 2 weeks ago, I had some random audition, and I saw someone who was like in the same show as the person who was executive producing the show I was auditioning for.
Jeez.
And then my friend is acting in a movie with somebody else who was on the show with that person. I was like, this is, I love my life. Like, this is fantastic that that happens. It's just like constant reminders that your life is like on the right path. And so hey, All American, man. I'm just like the preview for
Dude.
that. Like, that's what that was. It
That this is
was
just a
all,
preview. But right
yeah.
now, I'm gonna have to ask for a timeout for a bathroom break. But just a quick
Yes, go
timeout. We'll be
ahead.
right
Go
back.
ahead.
It's gonna be seen and just like that. It's like magic. It's like I never
Nice.
left.
Nice. It's exactly. You didn't leave.
What happened? I didn't go
It
anywhere.
was
I just
it was
stayed
a
here.
fake bathroom break.
Milo was choking on something, actually. No, he's not. I'm just kidding. Milo's
Oh,
safe. My baby boy
oh,
is safe. I'm
okay.
totally kidding. No,
Okay.
that is not a
Okay,
joke.
good.
I
Not
appreciate
a
how
joke.
real you took that, though.
I mean, I'm yes anding here, you know, like
Oh, look at you. Dang. You're like, you got your skill fine like a laser. You're like,
yes,
I got this,
yes,
Steven.
yes,
Yo,
I'm ready. I'm
time
ready to
out.
play it all the time.
Just because I'm observant and I love puppies. Who's that dog
Yes,
behind you?
that dog is my little girl Dream. She's not little, she's big.
That's a big
She's
baby. That's a
she's
big, beautiful baby.
65 pounds. She's very heavy. I know because I've carried her from the park. It's very tough.
You've
She like
carried her?
she broke her nail at the
No.
park one time. I felt so bad for her. She was about to have a great time too, like playing with some puppies, and I realized she was really angry at everybody. And I was like, why is she so feisty right now? And then I realized she like broke off a chunk of her nail. I was like, oh, okay, cool, let's go. Like, we'll carry you back to the apartment a couple
I'd
of
be
blocks
angry
here.
too.
Like, yeah, she was very angry, but she's good now. She had her walk at the park this morning. She's very happy chasing all the squirrels. Um,
She's dreaming. She's thinking of those
oh
squirrels, dude.
yeah, she is. She's dreaming. It's because I said squirrel, man. She liked me.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Exactly. Um,
Dude, I love
yeah, she's
dogs.
fantastic. I love her too. I love all dogs, and she was a rescue. She's 6. She's got a bad leg because the people who had her before had her in like a dog fighting situation. They also like threw her out of a second-story window, and
What? They threw her out?
yeah, I mean, either threw her out or she fell out, but either way, they did not take care of her. So she's got like one leg that's really twisted.
Oh.
Um,
Well, she
but
looks
she gets,
happy.
thank you. Yeah, she gets by okay. Her vet said as long as she doesn't get too chunky, she's gonna be fine. Like, I was like, okay, cool. So I take her on her walks and stuff, and she's great. I got her trained last year, actually invested in training because she needed help, man. Like, she'd been living in more independent style homes before where she had like her own space.
Yeah.
Then I moved into this apartment and it was like, oh, she needs to be able to get along with people, with other dogs, and be chill in an elevator. And she's come such a long way. I'm so proud of her.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations. That's
Thank
definitely that must have been a journey. I
Yes.
can imagine.
Oh God. Me and my anxiety and her anxiety, it's like, like we're done.
Oh.
Like that's it. Like
Do you
it was
ever
hilarious.
do you ever give her like any like calming
Well,
chews or anything?
you know, for the first time this year, I was like, I'm gonna get her something for the fireworks for the 4th of July. I was like, I'm gonna try something because I hadn't done it before. Most of the time I just stay with her and we just kind of fight it out through the night.
Oh.
Of course, this time, the next day I had to shoot all day, like,
Oh, no.
and it was gonna be an early call time. And there were gonna be fireworks all night that night. I was like, oh God, okay, well we need this calming stuff. So I ordered, it's called Rescue Remedy on Amazon. And it's supposed to just be like a natural remedy. But I don't know what happened. I feel like that stuff made her more alert with all the fireworks and all the sounds because she was going crazy. I could not, oh God. So I gotta find something else. I don't know. Do you have any recommendations?
Well, I was going to ask, what was the active ingredient in what you gave her?
I don't remember what it was. There's no CBD in it, which next time I probably will get some.
I was going to say, highly recommend hemp treats. I give Milo hemp. They're like, it's made out of hemp. And then, yeah, anything with CBD, like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, next time, Lord knows. And I got to like test run all this stuff before the next 4th of July comes around. It's got to happen for sure.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah. Thank you for that, though. I wrote that down. I'm definitely.
Oh, heck yeah. No worries.
I take my recommendation seriously.
Not a sponsor. This is not a sponsorship.
This is not a sponsor. No, not yet.
But if any doggy hemp treats want to sponsor me, Milo would be so appreciative. You know what I mean?
What does he need them for?
Well, okay. So he doesn't need them for the 4th of July because he's deaf.
Oh, okay.
He's hard of, we don't know officially if he's completely deaf, but he's for sure hard of hearing. He, like during fireworks, nothing, not a flinch. He's sleeping. The only ones that will wake him up are the real big ones that shake the apartment a little bit. Mm-hmm. Then he's like, what is that? But if something falls, if fireworks in the distance, he doesn't react.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
but also, he doesn't get to hear other things. So that's.
I thought the same thing, but then another dog owner here in my building was like, yeah, you could feel bad for him, but he doesn't know the difference. He's just a happy little puppy.
True. That's true.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess it's kind of how Dream is, except for like when her leg was healing badly. I mean, she doesn't care that her leg is twisted. Like she still used to try to kick other dogs' asses. Like she used to try, and she tries to be strong and like protect herself. Yeah, she has no clue at all. But
it's like the absence of ego with dogs. Dogs just have no ego.
Yeah, they don't. They just are, and they teach you so much. Oh my gosh, they teach you so much.
What has your little one taught you? I
mean, just in like dealing with the anxiety of like training her, I really thought I was going to get kicked out of my apartment. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And eventually I found a trainer, and they were fantastic. They were helping me figure out how to deal with her. What are kind of like the coping, they're like a therapist for my dog actually, in a way. Cause it's like finding what are the ways that you can get your dog's attention when they're like hyper reactive around other dogs and animals and people. And I think just finding my peace, no matter what she's going through, was a huge thing for me. Like, because that's a thing for me with people too. If everyone around me is like panicking, it's really hard for me to not panic with them. I just kind of grab onto whatever energy is there. Very empathetic of me, I guess, but like
I was about to call you out. I was like, "You're an empath, aren't you?" Yeah, you are.
He's an empath.
We see each other. I see you. I recognize another one. Like
yes. And you have to like figure out, how do you create your bubble? Like, how do I keep my space cleansed? I guess my energy, and acknowledge when other people, because sometimes my family, a lot of people dealt with a lot of mental health issues growing up. So it was like, everything that they felt, it would just seep into who I was. And I wouldn't know why I was so upset that day, but I just knew I was upset. And I was like, what is wrong? And then eventually I realized, I was like, oh, I'm like, literally their energy is like seeping into me and I'm letting it happen. So I think even just going on walks with Dream, I really had to, it was almost meditative where I had to focus on like, okay, I am not who she is. Like, I don't have to let how she's reacting affect me. And just stay calm, stay in the moment. And now it's so much easier. My gosh, like, even if she starts to have like a little bit of a reactive moment, I know what to look for. I pull her away and we're good. Like nothing bad has happened. And Yeah, I mean, and she's taught me, obviously, there's like so much responsibility that comes with having a dog, having any animal. And just understanding you have to take care of yourself, take care of dog. There's something about that that's it's very adulting. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It just is. It's just very like, you're responsible for this other being. And if you don't feed them, you don't walk them, like you have to take them to the vet. But it's also like, you have to do those things for yourself too. Like, don't forget, it's all the self-care. So, yeah, for sure. Those are the little lessons she's taught me.
Yeah, definitely. I've read something where it talks about like the things dogs teach us about life and about ourselves, right? Like, take yourself out for a walk. Be happy when you see someone, even if they just left for 10 minutes. Be happy when you see them again.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, I think to be present, that is a big thing that I think dogs teach you, especially. She is so present about everything. She'll forget what happened 5 minutes ago. Like, I'm trying to think. Oh, and like, just to be excited about, like, I think we're both on the same page with that. We're both very excited about food, and like, her favorite thing is whipped cream. My favorite thing, I love whipped cream. It's fantastic. And even though she should not be having whipped cream, but here I am,
giving her a little dollop,
giving her some whipped cream. Oh my gosh, if she hears like the shaking of a whipped cream can, it's like hilarious to watch.
I'm surprised she hasn't woken up from just hearing.
I know, just hearing the phrase. I know. No, she's dreaming some good dreams over there right now. But yeah, it's she's just constantly teaching me little things here and there, and to just enjoy being outside too in general. Like, I don't think I would have been outside half as much. Probably like, yeah, I'd be outside like 25% of the time that if I didn't have her. Yeah. Because I have to go outside with her. But then it just inspires me. Oh, I want to go on a walk by myself. Like, I don't need to have you. Like,
yeah, why not?
I can just go out by myself, and that's been one of my like, I think meditative kind of like me time activities is like walking and long walks, like 8-mile walks, like just walking around and just seeing people and I love it because it's like I feel like I'm working out, but also like I don't feel like I'm working out. I feel like I'm just enjoying life and listening to music while walking. It's so good. It just feels so therapeutic. I don't know. It's fantastic.
No, heck yeah. It's definitely therapeutic.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people are really afraid to be by themselves, but it's critical.
Yeah,
I think you need to be, right? You need to be alone sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta like give yourself time, I think, to figure out what you need. Because if you're constantly, with other people or surrounded by, I don't know, the noise of your life, whatever that is, you can get caught up. You get caught up in some weird situations that you're like, okay, how did I get here? Like, when did this happen? And I think, that's a whole other thing that this show has taught me. Like, I need to enjoy being by myself. It's like, because I think at times too, acting can be kind of lonely. I mean, you're shooting your self-tapes on your own. You're working, even on set, like, they'll send you back to your trailer for 5 hours. And what are you going to do for 5 hours by yourself? Like, you better be ready, like have something to do. Because let me tell you, taking a nap in a trailer is really uncomfortable. Like, it's not uncomfortable because the trailer is uncomfortable. It's literally just because, at least for me, I'm constantly thinking they're going to come and knock at my door. So I'll hear like phantom knocks. Like, nobody's there. I'm like checking my door. And oh, nobody's here. I'm good. Like, because I also don't want people to think I'm just sleeping on the job. But I kind of am.
But aren't you allowed to? They sent you to your trailer.
It's totally fine. They sent you, but they don't tell you like how long it's going to be because they don't know. Like, they're like, we don't need you here right now.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble being at rest in general?
Yeah, I do. I'm really bad at like giving myself permission to be on like vacay mode. Like it's, especially when I would go surfing, actually in the very beginning, a couple years ago, I it was hard for me to be at the beach, like just be at the beach most of the day.
Yeah.
I would feel like, oh, I need to be back home. I need to be doing something. Like I need to take care of Dream, or I need to like do some other random stuff. Granted, she's fine. Like nothing's wrong. She's cool. I think I've been very lucky to be surrounded by people on set who are very good at relaxing and who take their relaxation seriously. So that's really encouraged me to kind of do that. And recently it's gotten a little bit easier, and like, but it does. Sometimes I do have to feel like, oh, I have to feel validated by whatever activity it is. Like the walk is also exercise. Like it's not just
you're doing
a walk.
something.
Like, exactly. It's still productive. And I have to get better at just like letting myself be and enjoy some time. And I mean, even watching TV as an actor is like, well, I'm kind of researching in a way. Like I'm exploring different random shows or TV or movies, whatever. And I'm like clocking in different things. And it's so important, I think, to learn that lesson of how to relax and enjoy and be present. I'm still figuring that out. So
it's a journey. It's a journey. It's never over, I think. And I don't know if I have a feeling you might relate to this, just because we have such similar backgrounds with our parents, at least just with our moms. But I for sure, I can relate to you in the sense that it's hard to rest. And I've been listening to a lot of folks talk about this, whether it's online or, books, or talking to my girlfriend or friends, whatever. But like something I've come to realize is that I think for me, not being able to rest, or at least self-care too, in that point too, self-care, I have a hard time doing that because no one taught me how to take care of my emotions.
Yeah. I mean, that was a thing definitely for me. I mean, I think in my family, I was definitely the most emotional, quote unquote, I guess.
Let's call it expressive, because I think you were just expressing yourself.
I mean, they would call me emotional because their emotions, I mean, they would have emotions, but they were like, a lot of it was so suppressed for them because that's how they were raised. And I think it took a long time for me I think it's all intertwined too with that whole empath thing that I think I experience a lot with my family. Just sorting out what the feelings were and where they were coming from, and how do you deal with them? Because in my family, in extended family too, like a lot of the time you were angry at someone, you just ignored them. Like that's how you dealt with that. You just ignored them for a good amount of time until maybe eventually one day you talked to each other. For like years, I had like aunts and uncles and people would do this. I was like, why would? And as I grew older, I was like, well, that's not the healthiest way of dealing with that. But I was so lucky to be to see that there were other ways of dealing with your emotions. And I got a therapist at the end of the end of 2020, really, because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. I was booking a bunch of jobs. It was fantastic, like a bunch of commercials and stuff, and it was amazing. But I was also gaining a lot of independence, and I felt really overwhelmed. And that was, I think, a time too where it was like I was starting to only have to focus on me. And I didn't know how to do that. Like I'm still learning that lesson right now. But like, it was really bad. I was having I think I had an anxiety attack for like a month like it was, I couldn't breathe. And at first I thought it was COVID, of course. And I also have asthma. So I was like, maybe it's asthma. And then I went to the doctor and they're like, no, it's anxiety. And so I got a therapist, and I think even now, like my mom has this idea of like, okay, fix the problem and then you're done with therapy. Like that's it. Like, and like there's no like.
How wrong is that?
It's like, no, this is a like constant checkup kind of thing that you got to do. And yeah, I mean, I encouraged her. I was like, there's so much that you can work through if you just, go to therapy, talk to somebody outside of yourself who's like objective and hopefully kind and not gonna. I will say I had one bad instance recently with a therapist because I had switched.
Okay. Oh, I hate when that happens.
Our therapist, oh my gosh, they like inserted their political point of view into our therapy session.
Excuse me?
I was like, okay, so we're done. Like, I'm just never gonna come back here. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Like,
Bye.
exactly. Like, cool. Have a good life.
That's so gross. I don't even care what their political belief is. It's like, you don't do that as a therapist.
No. Your job is to help me figure out what I'm feeling, not what you're feeling. But anyway.
Hello.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I learned so much about like compartmentalizing and just sorting out through my anxious thoughts that I was going through and what's true and it's not necessarily true in my head. Yeah, I've had great therapists, and then I had the one bad therapist, and now I'm on the hunt for another therapist. But oh my gosh, especially in like Latin households, I feel like it's just such a thing that we're only beginning to like learn, and I just can't imagine how much it like would level up the entire like community if everybody got a therapist and was like willing to listen to what's going on in their head for a few minutes and just process. Like, it's okay to take time to do that. I hope my mom eventually goes to a therapist. Granted, she's doing great right now, so probably not going to happen in the near future. Yeah, you can't wait until like everything's falling apart to go to a therapist. Like, no, it's just not. I mean, you can, and then it's just really, it's a hard road. Like, it's a much harder road than if you'd just gone sooner when everything was chill and like you weren't going, losing it too much. It's it's just so helpful to have somebody to talk to, and I've learned so much in therapy. And journaling is fantastic, and I have so many journals. Oh my gosh, I'm really bad with journals. Like, I'm obsessed with stationery in general. So it's like, I love stationery. I have like a weird thing with stationery.
Dude, right on. like you walk into Staples or Office Depot and you're just like,
I browse for like an hour. Like, it's really bad. Like, if I'm just
go to the pen aisle,
walking,
please?
exactly. Like, pen. Do they have stickers? Like,
yes. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm oh my gosh, it's very strange. That, and like, I love tarot also.
Stephanie just got into it.
I watch.
Do you want a reading? I feel like I'm plugging her in. She's not. She doesn't do professional readings. She does not. She just started doing it. She did it to me. She read something for me, and I put my intention out there. And she set the cards up. She let me do it. Like, cut the deck, flip the cards. It was the eeriest reading ever.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting!
It was earring. So if you're interested, let me know, and I'll talk to her. See, I'm sorry for plugging you. I just think you're good at stuff. All right.
Oh my God. No, I love tarot so much, and it's also like, I think it kind of started out as like an affirmational kind of thing for me. Like, it was like, I go and watch stuff on YouTube, just random tarot readings for my sign. I'm Capricorn.
Hey.
But yeah, I go watch, and then they would just say such great things that could happen to you. I was like, oh, this is great. I love this world where all these things could happen. And then I got my own deck of tarot cards, and which I guess technically you're not supposed to do. Supposedly it's actually really bad luck.
Really? Wait, how are you supposed to get? Is someone supposed to give you a deck?
Someone's supposed to gift them. Yeah, someone's supposed to gift them to you. But I knew exactly which ones I wanted, so I went out and got them.
You gifted it to yourself.
Exactly.
Thank you, me.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I'm still learning tarot, and I have another friend who also, she loves tarot. She's the one who got me into it, so I was like, but I'm so glad that Stephanie does it too. I gotta get a reading. And that sounds like so much fun.
And this isn't a plug at all, but if you want to, after we're done recording, I can refer you to a great group practice. If you're looking for a therapist, they do telehealth also. I don't know if I should. I'll tell you afterwards if you want.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
fine.
afterwards.
You can tell me after. You don't tell me on the air.
On air and whatnot. Yeah.
Yes.
But But I don't know.
Everyone's going to this one therapist office.
We're not going there anymore to that other therapist you went to. That's no more.
No, we're not doing that ever again. I didn't even want to leave her a bad review. I just was like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm in shock. Like, it was so weird.
Like, your review should literally just be, they shared their political views during our session. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like, that's what they did.
It's
Dude,
so gross.
because Stephanie's a therapist, I get to see certain things that therapists are involved with, and they have a magazine that's like, it tells them, I don't know. Honestly, the only thing I know that's in this magazine for therapists is basically the obituary of the careers of certain therapists who did things that were unethical and got fired.
I believe that. That's really crazy, but I believe that. That's hilarious.
Because come on, man, you can't be sharing your political beliefs if you're a therapist.
You can't. But some people really do take being a therapist like for granted or something, like take advantage of it in a way and take advantage of their clients. Luckily, I had been through quite a few before that, and not because I didn't like them. They just, for whatever reason, kept leaving the place where I was, and I was like, am I ruining these therapists' lives?
Am I the problem?
Am I the problem? Because I've been through 3 therapists in 1 year. Like, what's going on? But I hope that they continued therapy wherever they went. But
best to them. Best wishes.
Best wishes. They were so fantastic. I was so lucky to have so many great therapists, and then I had the one bad one. Yeah, but thank God,
Hopefully after this we'll find you a good therapist, because that's important.
Yes, it's very important, for sure.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm going to take this to the final segment of the podcast, because the podcast does have one actual segment that I've just been loving doing. And I feel, do you know of Inside the Actor Studio?
I do know Inside the Actors Studio. I watched a bunch of those in high school. Oh my gosh.
Wonderful. Well, then you'll be very familiar with this segment. I was always a big fan of Inside the Actors Studio, and I love the 10 questions that James Lipton would ask the guest at the end of every interview.
I feel so special that I'm being asked these questions. This is awesome.
Yes. Oh, cool. Right on. So 10 questions. Answer it at your own pace. Let's see.
Thank God, because speed rounds are not good for me.
Oh no. Dude, if you watch Inside the Actors Studio and you watch the last 10 questions, it's all edited quickly.
Yeah, it's super fast. It's super, super fast. That's why I freaked out. But thank you for that.
Oh, heck yeah. Please take your time. All right. Here we are then. Are you ready, Stephanie?
I am ready.
Question number 1. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word? Oh, God. Plethora is right now is my favorite word in this moment.
Nice. Mm-hmm. What is your least favorite word?
Least favorite word. Gosh. What is my least favorite word? I love so many words. They're all so great. I'm such a words person. I will say hypocrite. I think I don't. And in Spanish is something about it just feels really
Hipócrita.
Gross. Yeah, just sounds really insulting because it is. But yeah, it's kind of a mean word, but anyway, yeah.
All right. What turns you on? What makes you happy?
Dancing. Yeah. And dancing with people specifically, just having a good time dancing.
Nice. What turns you off? What makes you unhappy?
I guess I'll say a scenario. I think when people are just constantly closed off and kind of debating in a weird way for just to debate. Like, I hate that. I hate that vibe. That's so blech.
All right, next question. What sound or noise do you love?
Gosh, that's a great question. Oh gosh, I think I almost want to say like the wind, but like when you're in a car, like the breeze that's like coming through. It's a feeling and a sound. I don't know how to describe that, but yeah, that and like I love the sound on airplanes. It puts me to sleep right away. I don't know what it is. It puts me to sleep immediately. Like, it's fantastic. I'm just immediately calm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. What sound or noise do you hate?
I had something come up immediately, and I was like, Stephanie, you are traumatized.
Oh, no.
But it's really funny. I'll say it. I'll say it because it's very funny, and I only realized it recently. I will say the sound of a belt buckle.
Ooh.
But I only realized it recently because I went to pull a belt out of my closet, and Dream got really excited because she thought it was her leash. And I was like, wow, the difference that we have between the two of us, like, history-wise. But, like, yeah, no, I don't like that sound. Don't like it.
All right.
Sound. Yeah. We're diving deep right now. We're diving very deep into Stephanie's past.
And that's the good stuff. Don't worry. You're in a safe space. You know, no judgment at all. Yeah. Acceptance. We see you. I see you.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Here's the next question. Hopefully not too hard. What is your favorite curse word?
Ooh. Probably shit. Probably shit. Yeah. Or fuck. It's one of those two, for sure.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh, God. I've wrestled this question many times because I almost quit acting 2 months before I booked this job that I got.
Wow, that's a whole other story.
It is a whole other story. But I was like, I think that day I realized, I was like, there's nothing else I can do. I'm just stuck being an actor. This is it. Like, I want to be an actor, and acting gives me the opportunity to do so much. I guess, I mean, if I had to, maybe I would be like some kind of, maybe like an arts camp director or something. That maybe would be fun. Yeah, that might be fun. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to do that anyway, like in addition to acting, like eventually build like an arts camp for like underprivileged kids, maybe. Like it'd be totally free. That would be really fun, I think. And crazy.
Stephanie Hoston's Broadway camp in Van Nuys. You know what I mean?
Exactly. In Van Nuys. Yeah, here we are.
It's over on Coldwater, actually. By the Jack in the Box. Next to the DMV, dude.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Anything in the food industry. I got yelled at the beginning when I was like 12, working at my uncle's Fat Burger, actually. It was very illegal. But
that's called child labor.
It's called child labor. I definitely had to hide from like whoever was checking in on labor stuff that day, because they literally, like, the government came and they were like, Steph, go in the freezer. I was like, okay. I was like 12 years old hiding in the freezer. It was so hilarious. The look on your face is it's not hilarious, but the experience I had was really funny.
No, I'm in awe just imagining that play out in my mind, just being like, Stephanie, you gotta hide in the freezer. Why? The people from the state are coming. You gotta hide real quick. You're not allowed to be here, dude.
Please go hide. Some guy got really pissed off at me because I wasn't putting the mayo on his burger fast enough. I was like, okay.
I'm 12,
I think it was like
dude.
my first day, exactly. He was like my first day. And then after that, I was like, never working in food ever again. And yeah, I didn't.
If you ever make a movie or TV series about your life, I can't wait for that scene. I cannot wait for that scene.
Hilarious. It is hilarious. They literally were like, Steph, go hide in the freezer. Oh, God. And I did. Like, okay. I did. Okay. Like, it wasn't too long. They left pretty fast. Like,
you know, it kind of, it doesn't take too long to see if there's children working in a restaurant, you know, you just take a quick glance.
Just checking everything out real quick, you know. It was so funny. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I would hate to do.
And final question.
Oh.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'm proud of you. Yeah. I think most of my life I've spent like trying to be perfect. And I think only recently I've been like, I don't have to do that. Like, just live. It's okay. You can make mistakes. But that would be a great thing to hear at the end of the day. End of my life.
Well, hey, at the end of this podcast, I'm very, very thankful and very proud of how much you shared.
I probably overshared, but that's fine.
Are you kidding me? I since day one, I called this podcast my cheap therapy. Like, you had your journals, I had my podcast where I would just speak into the microphone and sometimes even cry. So this show, this space is not a stranger to those feelings. So no worries at all. But now that we got to the end, you did the questions, we had a good conversation. Now I want to give you the floor if you want to like share anything you want folks listening to go check out of yours, or if like anything you're doing or have done, anything you want to share, the floor is yours.
Sure. I mean, my Instagram will probably be in the notes, but I have an Instagram. It's just my name, Stephanie.Hoston. But I did want to share like just the idea that, you know, whoever is out there listening, that they can do whatever they want. Like I literally in 2020 wrote a note to myself in my phone that I was so excited to be working at Warner Brothers, making money, working with other people who were inspiring me. And literally almost a little bit more than a year later, I booked a show that was working at Warner Brothers, and I was working with incredible people. Like, it can happen, and you just have to start working towards doing it, and that's it. Yeah.
And that's it. Yes, it can happen. Hey, well, thanks so much for being here, Stephanie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Steven. Thank you for asking me. I felt so special. Thank you very much.
Are you kidding me? I felt all my friends saying yes to me. I feel special. I feel like the richest man in the world, honestly, because call it what you will. This is my way of connecting with people, you know, because for me, if I may be vulnerable with you, you know, I've always had this curiosity and fascination with people. Always have. I love talking with people. I love getting to know people. And honestly, I think that stems from childhood trauma and like not being, not, because what I heard is like, oh, are you someone who likes to have deep conversations? Yeah. Oh, well, that means that you didn't have real connection as a child, so you crave it. And that's why you like deep conversations and don't like small talk. And I'm just stumped. Like, well,
cool. You're not wrong.
So, I mean, this is literally a way for me to just feed my soul, and also to listen to my friends' stories and listen to their experiences. I'm getting to know friends at like you now included, getting to know friends at such a deep level that unless we're sitting somewhere at a bar or something, or I don't know if like that's even done anymore, where you just sit and talk, but we don't sit and talk anymore. We don't take time to just talk about these thoughts, these feelings, listen to each other, you know, feel the nuances of people, you know?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I've been really lucky that everybody on my set, and that's, I guess, why we're so close, is like I've had those opportunities where we're kind of forced to just kind of sit and talk about life and be honest about those things. Granted, they're all actors, so it's a lot easier, but like, it's so important to do that. And just, whether it stems from childhood trauma or not, you know, it feels good to do. And yeah, you know, those are the best conversations to have, I think. And then you stumble into the funny stuff too, and the silly and whatever, you know, and it's nice. Humans are great. They're great. They're great to interact with.
Hell yeah. Well, let's see. I'm going to go over here and just... That was episode 50. We got to the end. Wow, you made it. You made it to the end. And honestly, Stephanie and I we spoke more after recording. Some stuff that you're not supposed to hear right now, but maybe next time you'll hear it when she comes back to the show, because again, like all my guests, just a great time. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you are curious about Stephanie Hoston and what she is up to today, go check out her Instagram. That's stephanie.hoston. Link will be in the description. And don't forget, you can follow my stuff. Again, it's like a game. Steven Brogan Cortez, the way it sounds. Go search it up on Instagram. I'm there. Search it up on YouTube. I'm there. Search it up on Apple Podcasts. I'm there. Search it up on Twitch. I'm there. Search it up on OnlyFans. I'm not there yet. I got excited. I see you, Debbie, man. Now my PDs aren't there yet. But yeah. Oh, most importantly, don't forget. You're enough. You're more than enough. It is crazy how enough you are. Okay, bye.